Hello guys, and welcome back to another video here today at the Startup Brain TV, the platform to help you boss up and create more wealth for yourself. Now, if you're new to my channel is all about business, entrepreneurship, and making money online. So if you're interested in all that type of content, be sure to hit that red subscribe button down below and hit that bell notification button so you don't miss out on my videos when they do come out. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about how to make money self-publishing your own book on Amazon, KDP, or Kindle publishing. So if you're someone out there who's thinking about writing a book but you're not sure how to get started, then this video is for you, because I'm going to be revealing step by step how I personally self-publish my own book and how you too can self-publish your own book on Amazon KDP. There's absolutely nothing stopping you. So why not grab yourself a cup of tea, coffee, water, whatever suits you. Stay tuned and watch this video till the end. Welcome to the Startup Brain TV, where you can learn how to start and run a successful online business working from home or anywhere in the world, so you can finally live the life of freedom and fulfillment that you truly deserve. Now, if you're new to my channel or this is your first time watching any of my videos and you don't already know, I actually self-published 2 books on Amazon over the course of a year. The first book I published was the 21-Day Boss, which is actually a book that is aimed at creating more wealth for yourself and starting your own online business in the space of 21 days. So if you're someone out there who's interested in starting an online business and you're not sure how to get started, then this book comes with practical steps that can take you from the first day up until the 21st day. So essentially you could have your own business up and running within 21 days, and the book is available on Amazon right now. The second book I self-published on Amazon is The Online Boutique CEO, and this is a book that is aimed at helping people who are thinking about specifically starting an online store. So if you're thinking about starting an online boutique, an online clothing store, then this book actually is the perfect solution for you, because it brings you step-by-step guides on everything that you need to get you up and running. So if you're looking into starting an online boutique or an online clothing store and you're not sure how to get started, then this book is for you. It's really specific to the online store and online boutique type businesses, whereas the 21-Day Boss helps you with different types of online businesses as a whole. Okay, so these are the 2 books that I personally self-published on Amazon. I don't have any book publishers whatsoever, so you can be rest assured that you're listening to someone who has been there and is currently still publishing books. I've got so many different books that are coming up in the future as well, and I'm now here to also give you some tips and strategies that can also hopefully help you to self-publish your own very first book. Okay, so enough about my books, and let's get right into getting your own book up and running. So to get started with your book, the first thing of course you need to come up with is an idea. What type of book do you want to publish? You can publish fiction books or non-fiction books. Now, fiction books are things such as short stories, novels, fairy tales, and non-fiction books are things such as business, for example. The type of books that I publish are non-fiction books. So basically anything that is sort of like fantasy stories, fairy tales are usually considered fiction books, and then non-fiction books are more factual, and books that are more like realistic, if that makes sense. So those are non-fiction type of books. So you need to start by deciding what type of book you want to write. Do you want to write a book based on something that happened to you, based on an event that happened to you, or are you writing a book based on something that is more of a mystery, something that, you know, a storyline that you're just making up? So you need to start by deciding on what type of book you want to write, if it's a fiction or non-fiction type of book. And then once you've decided on whether you want to write a fiction or non-fiction book, you need to start planning your content and doing some research around your book type. So of course you need to think about what type of book you want to write. You need to have a sort of an idea. The best way to come up with an idea is to look into things such as your passions. You look at your experience. Has there been any sort of life events that have occurred and you think writing a book will inspire others? You know, there's people who write books based on maybe weight loss. Maybe they've lost weight and they're looking for a way to help other people lose weight as well. There's books on intermittent fasting. There's books on fertility and people trying to get pregnant. pregnant, trying to conceive, you know, if there's any sort of thing that you've tried and tested out there yourself that you feel will be beneficial to other people, you can actually write a book around that, because people are out there looking for information on so many different things. If you've maybe gone through a stressful or depressing time in your life and you overcame that using some strategies that you discovered, you can write a book about overcoming depression. So think about life experiences, think about, you know, any sort of skills that you have that maybe you've studied over the years. For example, the Online Boutique CEO book was actually created as a result of my experience starting my own fashion online store, and so I created a book to also help other people out there struggling to start an online boutique. The 21-Day Boss is also based on my years and years of experience creating multiple streams of income online. So I'm now also sharing that information with other people that I feel will be looking into starting an online business and working for themselves. Ideas can come from anything, or if you're into fiction, then you need to think about creating stories, you know, and fantasies and novels and things like that. So it really depends on you, on what type of content you feel will be great for your book and what type of content you feel you're more passionate about. Okay, so start researching on your content. You can look at other books around your industry. You can go on Amazon if you want to write a book about, I don't know, Cinderella. You can go on Amazon and search for Cinderella books and see what other people are writing about Cinderella, for example, and then use that as a benchmark. Order some books. I had to read a lot of books around online businesses myself. Of course, a lot of it was based on my experience, but I had to look at what other people were doing. You have to spy on your competitors, see what's working. Go on Amazon, see what the bestsellers are around your niche, and see what they're currently doing. Order a book for yourself. Read that book and see why people are buying this book so much. Look at the reviews, you know, the books with the best reviews. Have a look at those books. Order a copy for yourself and see how you could make that book even better. Look at the reviews and see what type of content, what type of comments people are leaving under the books. Look at the negative reviews and see how you can build up on those negative reviews and turn them into a positive for your own book. How could you make the good even better for your book? How could you transform the ugly into the good for your own book? How could you make all these things better? And that should give you an idea on what type of content you can also write for your own book. Of course, I'm not saying go out there and copy what other people are doing, but use their books as an example, as a benchmark. See what type of fonts they're currently using, what are the book sizes. This is the type of information that will essentially help you create your own book. Okay, and once you've done your research on your content, what you want to do now is start writing. You just have to start writing. I can't tell you what else to do but write. When I initially started, I had an idea on what I wanted to write. I read some other books and I wanted to create something that was even more straight to the point and something that was better than that of my competitors. So what I basically did was I opened a blank Word document and I went completely blank. I had all that information in my head, but I never knew how to present that information in a piece of paper because I was trying to be a perfectionist. So what I started doing was I started just writing anything that came to mind. I started writing it down. You know, don't worry about structure. Don't worry about grammatical errors at this stage. Nobody cares. You're just getting things started. And unless you start writing that first line, you're never ever gonna get started. So the more I wrote, the more I started getting an idea in terms of how my structure was going to look like. So once you start writing, trust me, those ideas will start flowing the moment you start writing. Just start writing, okay? Just get up to speed and start writing. If you need help, look at other books, look at the table of content, look at what type of content they're writing around your industry and use that as a benchmark to create your own content. Do not copy other people, okay? Like I keep saying, just use that as a research tool. If you're not good at writing and you have an idea with regards to what you want, you can come up with a structure, come up with a transcript and send it out to ghostwriters on platforms such as Fiverr. There's a lot of ghostwriters there that can charge you obviously based on the number of words that you want in your book, and they can help you with that process so you don't have to worry too much about spelling mistakes and grammatical errors, because there's actually professionals on Fiverr that can do that for you. Okay, so don't worry too much about the writing side. Come up with a draft, send it out to ghostwriters on Fiverr and they will perfect that art for you. Okay, the next step of course is to start thinking about your book title. Now if you go on Amazon right now and you search for an online boutique book, I guarantee you will see my book, The Online Boutique CEO, coming up. It's because my book title is relevant to my target audience. So if you go out there, you don't have to type in Online Boutique CEO to see my book. All you have to do is type in an online boutique book and you bring up my book. That's the power of a book title. Your title needs to be targeted towards your content, either on your title or your subtitle. So think about the title. You know, you don't have to worry about your title too much initially. In fact, I never came up with a book title until halfway through my book before I got an idea for my book title. I never knew what to call my book. I just knew I wanted to write a book about starting an online business. Of course, I wasn't going to call the book Starting an Online Business. I had to come up with something else and then obviously make my content different from what others were offering out there. There's books about business, there's books about passive income and things like that, but there was no book out there that specifically told people how to start a business in X amount of days around my industry, of course, which is what I came up with. I came up with a 21-day boss. I'm starting a business within 21 days. The more you write your book, the more you're going to get ideas with regards to your title, and especially when you come up with a structure, it will be easier for you to read that content and then think about what the best title for your book is most likely to be. And when you come up with a title, ask other people around, ask your friends, your family, research on it, have a look at other book titles in your sector and see what people are doing. So now you have your content created and you also have your title up and ready to go. The next step, of course, is to think about your book cover. Your book cover is the magnet, okay? There's a lot of books that I've purchased because the book covers themselves drew me towards finding out more about that book. If you go on Amazon started as a book company and there's so many books on Amazon, it gets really, really competitive. So if your book cover isn't captivating to the audience or it doesn't immediately strike a nerve, no one's gonna read your book. People shop with their eyes on the internet. When you go to buy a dress, you're captured to that dress because you've seen an image of that dress either on a model or a mannequin. So the same thing applies to books, especially on platforms like Amazon, which can be pretty competitive when it comes to books. You want to find a way to stand out from everyone else, okay? So make sure that your book cover is captivating. Don't put too many colors there or too much text on your book cover because it will just confuse your audience. There's a lot of books that I've purchased in the past. The covers look amazing, but the content is zero. Just to tell you that a book cover on its own can sell the book for you. Okay, people will buy what they're drawn to, especially on the internet where people shop with their eyes. So make sure your book cover is professional looking and of course relevant to the content of the book you're writing. Now you can get the book cover done in platforms such as canva.com, absolutely free of charge. I'll only recommend you do this if you're a designer and you're good at design, okay? If you're not a designer, head over to Fiverr, again, my all-time favorite platform. Search for ebook cover design. You'll find a lot of people out there who are willing to create 3D ebook covers for pretty much nothing. I had to hire people on Fiverr to create my book covers for me because I know design is not my cup of tea. So you need to invest a little bit of money, but again, it's nothing substantial, of course, okay? And again, it's another software that you can create very simple ebook covers. I'm going to leave a link below to the platform where you can purchase that software. It's really affordable and you can purchase it once and use it indefinitely at a very, very low cost, okay? So now we have a book ready. The final step, of course, is uploading your book to Amazon KDP or Amazon Kindle Publishing. Now, the good news is it's free to publish your books on Amazon KDP. All you have to do is register for an account and then upload your book draft. And of course, you have two ways to publish your book on Amazon KDP. You can either publish it as a Kindle book, which is basically an ebook, so people can purchase that book and read it instantly if they have the KDP app, okay? Or you can publish it as a paperback copy, which is similar to what I've got here. I've got the paperback copies of the books where people can actually buy the books and then Amazon will ship out the books to them and they can read it in a paperback format. Now, I would recommend that you stick to both depending on the length of your book. If your book is less than 150 words, I usually wouldn't recommend you publish it as a paperback unless you really want to. I mean, you could do that still, but it's going to be a pretty short book. This book, for example, is around 175 pages long, and this is an A5 size book. The 21-day boss is slightly bigger. It's 250. As you can see, it's thicker. As you can see, the 21-day boss book is thicker than the Online Boutique CEO book. Okay, so this is 250 words, 250, and this is 175 pages long. So anything below 150, as you would imagine, will probably be somewhere like this. It will be super, super thin. But again, it really depends really on you as well, and your audience, because sometimes if you've got less pages in your book, you can actually publish it as a slightly smaller size. So this, for example, I believe is an A5 size, and you could go as small as A6 if you don't have that many words in your book, because then it means you can have a thicker book but with a smaller size, if that makes sense. And usually it's actually cheaper for you as well, simply because with the Kindle version, people are simply purchasing a digital copy and then reading that book, and there's no sort of extra overhead cost apart from the percentage that you need to pay Amazon, of course, for every sale. And then for the paperback copies, the profit margins are usually lower because Amazon need to go through the process of fulfilling your orders, printing out the actual book, which can usually bulk up your cost prices, okay? So what I've realized from my experience is my Kindle versions are making more money than my paperback versions, because the cost of producing the paperbacks are obviously higher, which means your profit margins will be lower because you have to incorporate the cost of shipping, fulfilling your orders, and printing out the actual book. And Amazon actually charge you based on the number of pages that your book has. But if you've got lots of pages in your book, you can do both. That's what I do. There's no extra out-of-pocket expenses that I have to incur, apart from the fact that my paperback copies will make less profit in comparison to my Kindle copies, okay? So really up to you what options you want to go for and what your book length is. That's something you need to decide yourself. And then once your book is on sale on Amazon, it's all down to promoting your book. So you can go out there and promote your books to other people, tell them about your new book. They can go on Amazon, purchase your books, and Amazon will deal with pretty much everything else. So you don't have to lift a single finger fulfilling your orders, okay? And of course, you can replicate this process with as many books as possible. So you can write as many books as you want, upload them on Amazon, and let Amazon do the rest. Every time someone buys your book, Amazon deals with the fulfillment of your book. They pay you your commission and they keep their own percentage as well, and you sit back and make money passively. I'm currently making money selling my books without having to lift a single finger, because people go on Amazon, they buy my books, Amazon deals with everything else, and I simply get my pay at the end of the month. That's super amazing, and you can actually make a lot of money self-publishing so many different books. People do this full-time. At the moment, it's a part-time thing for me, but I'm looking into writing even more books in the future. Get started, do your research, come up with an idea and start creating your content. If you're not good at writing, hire someone. Fiverr's got so many people that, you know, you can charge them less than $200 to write your whole book for you. So guys, there's nothing stopping you right now apart from yourself. I remember I used to tell myself, nobody really knows about me that much. If I publish a book, I'm not anybody famous, you know, no one's gonna buy my book, but I've been getting sales from so many people I've never even met in my life ever before. But if you can come up with a book based on a solution to a problem out there, I guarantee you people will pay for your book regardless of who you are. And this is the power of Amazon self-publishing KDP. And you don't have to be a celebrity or someone famous to write a book these days. As long as you can write a book that provides value to people, you're likely going to make it big one day, okay? I'm hoping to make it big one day. I'm hoping to become a New York Times bestseller. So support your girl. If this is the type of books you're interested in, go check it out on Amazon and leave your reviews, okay? So these are my top tips on self-publishing your own book using Amazon KDP. So I hope you found this video useful in self-publishing your own book using Amazon KDP publishing. And of course, if you need more in-depth information on how to actually create your own book from start all the way to finish, you can check out the Amazon KDP self-publishing course at the Income Rip Academy. I will leave the link to the exact course down below this video, where you can find out more in-depth information to get you started step by step, okay? If you already have a book or you're in the process of writing a book, let me know down below. If you have a book up and running, leave your book titles down below and promote your books as well. Let me know which of these tips you found useful, and if you're in the process of writing a book, let me know what type of book you want to write. Just get that conversation flowing. And of course, hit that red subscribe button down below if you're interested in business, entrepreneurship, and make money online type videos. And I look forward to catching up with you guys next week for another Make Money Online video. Bye for now.